As promised, welcome to part two of me reading a Slendytubbies novel. It's been really good so far. Last episode we read the prologue here. We read the prologue, and now we're gonna read chapter one. Something happens. So like and subscribe because this is gonna be a big project, and I hope you enjoy. Chapter one. Something happens. Several months later, everything is going well with the life of the former subjects. The Guardian remained silent about his role in everything that happened, as they still are not aware of the situation. It's a sunny day, and everyone was going to have fun with each other, with everyone being invited, including the Guardian and his best friend trio. However, when returning to his lair to bring back Dipsy's hat, he got a message from his partner, Sergeant Miles. Guard it. D- Help! He read on the screen. The message was disturbed by the interference, but the Guardian understood the message and remembered that the military admins had said to him once that they were going to investigate on the place they were scared of, a place known as the cabin site. Dun dun dun! Oops. They said the place was quite far from the mainland. Something wrong apparently happened to the military admins. In order not to deceive his new friends, the Guardian told his four friends and the best friend trio that he will unfortunately not be able to for the party because he needed to go see other friends of his. You are leaving? But we didn't even play with you, said Poe. Some friends are calling me for help, for a little help, replied Guardian. Who are these? Asked Tinky Winky, curious. Oh, friends from a long time. They're living somewhere up in the mountains. Don't worry, everything is going to be okay. Make sure everything is make sure everything is going to be okay, said Lala. It was already afternoon, knowing that travel will be long. The Guardian decided to use his car. Just to remind you, a car, a literal car, a Mercedes-Benz, a Toyota, a Ford car, a car that the military gave to him so they could quickly join them if needed. Also, by the way, the mainland is surrounded by mountains, so you have to drive your car through a cave. As crossing the mountains on foot would be a far too difficult and long. He was hiding at the entrance of the cave. Meanwhile, the four friends started asking questions. Although they were still unaware of the many things they noticed that change occurred in a very short time. Dipsy started dialogue. I don't know if you're thinking about the same thing as me, but I feel like the other time I slept for at least a month, and a lot of things that seem to have happened in between, and then the Gardy Yellows, Grud, Agron, we never saw them before, and they have appeared overnight. Oh, and also, I didn't see one of those flowers with voices either. Flowers with voices, what? Replied Lala. It's not like anything weird never happened to this land. What do you mean? I always got Tinky Winky's voice. What do you mean? Asked Tinky Winky. You remember the day when there was these strange... I'm just gonna stop doing voices. Remember the day when there was these strange things? Dipsy continued. I remember the yellow one having some kind of wheel around its head. Trying to think what that could be. And the other one being brown. I saw them a few minutes, and then They disappeared and never came back. "Oh, don't talk about that, please. I wanted to forget that," said Tinky Winky, who remembered about how much this event scared him. "Wait, they can remember?" That seems like retconning in this first chapter. Hey, no offense, no offense. I really wonder what's beyond the mountains, Poe said softly. Well, you've been past there. The landscapes around the mainland were very and extensive and wild. The lake was located to the west of the Turbotronic Superdome, connected to the sea, as is the mainland. It was said that a bridge was near the cabin site, probably as a means to access it. On the way, the Guardians saw no bridge, but only a green expanse in the glow of the sun, were, were shining bright yellow before becoming an intriguing orange. Once they arrived at the cabin site, it was already becoming dusk. In front of him stood a portal at least 3 meters, a portal at least 3 meters, which seemed to be blocked, but which opened slowly after a chute. He found himself in front of the door of a wooden cabin and looked to his left and to his right, seeing two other external corridors that seemed to bypass the cabin, but which were blocked. The interior of the cabin was quite empty. It had only a few tables and chairs arranged or turned over. The door was on either side, seemingly to give access to these outer corridors, but Guardian did not pay attention to it and moved straight ahead to get out of the cabin. Finding himself right in the middle of the site, a small wooden staircase gave access to the presumed main and central surface of the site. It was surrounded by barbed wire and some metallic remains lying on the ground, and a long cabin whose door was locked. There seemed to be a nauseating smell coming from inside, judging by the flies flying in a large number at the door, but the Guardian preferred not to pay attention. If you know, you know. A way to the right was opened by a hole on the barbed wire, leading to the wilderness, and the way forward was leading to an empty area with a gate that would probably make him go further in the wilderness as well. Guardian felt uncomfortable at the idea that he was in the middle of a place feared by his military comrades, a place of the most twisted mysteries and rumors he had heard, and which were apparently based on actual facts. The atmosphere was heavy. The atmosphere is heavy. The sound of the what cicadas fills this intriguing calm illuminated by the apocalyptic glow of dusk. The Guardian did not want to take one of these two paths. He decided to drive further into the site, going to the left. The way to the left was leading to an ascent twist of two cabins. Guardian tried to enter them, but both were locked. A bit forward, he found himself in the front of a big cabin, the biggest one of the site. As he approached, he began to hear what seemed to be screams coming from within. He wasn't sure about it, as it could very well been a been an aud- auditory hallucination caused by the surrounding cicadas. But he slowly approached the open door of the cabin and reached his ear. While he heard nothing other than an old crackle wood, the Guardian suddenly started to have shivers, as if he felt observed by something he could not see, and as he turned his head slightly, saw a tall, lanky figure cloaked among the foliage through the twilight atmosphere, his glowing eyes scaring him from afar. Without thinking, the guardian instantly started running and took the path created by the hole in the wired fence. While he ran through foliage and bushes, he found a bridge over the river. Unfortunately, this bridge has only led to the rise of rocks that was only slowed down. It saw a way out. The guardian jumped over the bridge and fell in the water, half stunned, carried away by the current of the river, face to the surface of the water. The guardian could only briefly see the lanky silhouettes and backlight observing him from the bridge, from the water he jumped into. And that was chapter 1 of chapter 2, if you count prologue as chapter 1. Join me next time on more reading. Subscribe. I'll see you soon. Bye.